You're nonviolent, but it certainly took a turn.
So I was marching in solidarity with the Black Lives Matter movement, which I believe is an incredibly important movement to be a part of and to listen to. And last Tuesday evening, while marching on Telegraph Avenue in North Oakland, I saw some men light a dumpster on fire. And I made the choice of putting out the fire in the dumpster. It was some burning boxes that were put on top. I pulled them out. And at that point, the men essentially returned a moment later and very, very quickly escalated where they started punching me in the head and face.
So what happened to you?
So I tried to remain standing. That was my top priority, and to find my glasses, which were punched into the dumpster. And actually, kind of stupidly, I kept on trying to look for the glasses into the dumpster, even though like it was not a safe situation to be in. But I kept on obsessing, I need to get my glasses. And so, but some bystanders came and they really started gathering around. No one intervened because I think there's that bystander effect that happens. But as they gathered, the men faded away and it was over, and they helped me get help at that point.
Okay, so what happened to you physically?
So in being punched in the face about a dozen times, face and head, I lost my two front teeth, and now I have temporary teeth that I'll have for a few months, and I'll have permanent ones later. But fortunately, there are no other serious injuries.
You found your glasses, I see.
And I found my glasses. Yeah,
They're a little bent.
they're a little bent, but that's okay. And I'm sure the optometrist will have something to say about that too.
So let me ask you, what did this do to your determination? Have you gone back out and joined the protest?
Absolutely, I have gone back out and joined the protests again. This Saturday and Sunday, I joined marches in Berkeley and in Oakland because I think it's very, very important that citizens remain engaged with simply the social change of this country. I understand there's a great deal of frustration about the gridlock that is happening in our country right now, politically speaking. But we don't have a chicken or the egg problem here. The American voter is a chicken. They need to lay an egg of activism, even though there are some bullies out there, even though there are criminal bullies and there are political bullies, and we really need to continue standing up to them. We can't be deterred by them.
So you're not afraid?
Absolutely not.
Would you put out a fire again by yourself?
So I have rules, right? So my rules are, I will go out with two people I know, and I'm not going to go out to any nighttime demonstrations, at least not for the foreseeable future.
So these people, regardless of where they come from, the ones with the masks, the ones that are looting and that are engaging in violence, what does that do to the message?
Well, I really defer the message of this movement, I think, to black leaders. I think that's very important to listen to them. And so my message, I think, as a white American, to my fellow white Americans, is listen to these black mothers and fathers. Because in this country, when white children are killed, laws are changed. When black children are killed, it's business as usual, and that needs to stop. Black children are being killed every day in this country by police and by brutal criminal drug gangs, and we have to stop blaming them. And I implore fellow Americans, especially fellow white Americans, to listen to these black mothers and fathers the same way they would want to be listened to if their children were killed. As an activist, and as someone who is, I am practicing as best I can to be a white ally to this movement. I hear the calls of Michael Brown and Eric Gardner's family specifically, their calls for peaceful demonstration, for nonviolent demonstration, and I hope to help that, to try to respect those wishes and help other activists respect those wishes.
But how do you, as a nonviolent person, stand a chance against bullies?
The most effective people out on the streets and stopping these guys has been black women. And there have been many black women who have taken exemplary leadership and standing up to these guys and saying, hey, stop doing this to our neighborhood, stop doing this to our transit stations, help us have a nonviolent demonstration.
So, what would you tell other people that are sympathetic, that would like to join you, but that are intimidated by what seems to be happening almost every night when the protests begin? They start nonviolently, and then they take somehow a hard left.
What happened to me because I was alone. And these guys, I believe, are not courageous. I believe that these guys attacked me because I was an easy target and I was alone. And so I encourage people to go out and participate in these demonstrations, and don't do it alone. Do it with others, and you have safety in numbers. And by and large, these demonstrations are incredibly safe. The vast majority of the time, it is very safe. And really the violence has been directed to, guys like me who are doing the irresponsible thing of being a Lone Ranger and standing up.